and welcome to Read Becca. Today we're going to do a Q3 goals check-in. I wrapped up my work goals for Q3 today, so we're gonna wrap up Q3 goals for books. If you don't know what this is, I like to do yearly goals and keep them pretty general and then reassess them periodically once a quarter and see where I'm at, if I need to change things, if I want to add or remove goals or reset those goals. And I do keep things very simple, so I kind of always go with whatever's the easiest to track versus doing any overly complicated goals. So I will link down below a couple things, so my Goodreads shelves and challenge, as well as my physical TBR shelf tour, because I'll reference those in the goals. So let's get into the goals. Goal number 1 is my Goodreads challenge goal. So that's the simple book count number. And I have that set at 125 for this year. And I have in fact completed that goal. So a little earlier than I expected, but I completed that on September 21st. So I'm well on my way to either beating last year or meeting last year's 144. So I think that is absolutely great. Goal number 2 is to read my Goodreads TBR for 2021. In this, I just set a list of books I wanted to get to there, mostly books that I don't own. So that's why I don't have them physically, and it's just a Goodreads TBR. I have put 40 books on that TBR, and unfortunately, I only read one book this past quarter from that TBR list. So that's a little bit of a bummer. It's better than 0, but I wish I had done more than that. Number 3 is read my owned books. And really, for this particular challenge, anything more than 0 is a win, I would think, because I'm terrible at reading my own books. So I think I did great on this one. I read 8 books that were off my shelves, and 4 of those were directly from my physical TBR shelf. So that's pretty good progress. Not as much as I would like off of my physical TBR shelf, because I have about 50 books on there, but I love that progress. I think that's way, way better than I normally do, so very happy. Number 4 is my complete read-through of the Hainish Novels and Stories by Ursula K. Le Guin. So I have a 2-volume omnibus of this from Library of America that I really love and have been reading through for a long time now. So not as much progress as I would have liked on this. I did complete reading all of the stories and essays in volume 1 in quarter 3, so that's great. I completed the first omnibus, so wonderful, wonderful there, but I did not get anywhere into omnibus number 2. I believe the first book is The Word for World is Forest, so I need to get into that. Number 5 was to read more romance, so I wanted to keep this at about 1 a month, and I did. I got 4 romance books read this quarter, so that is right up to where I want it to be. Number 6 is read more long and short works. So I didn't even bother to look up my short works because I know I'm hitting this. I've been reading 2 stories a week thereabouts with Shannon from That's So Poe as we're doing a buddy read, so that has definitely kept me where I want to be with short works. Also read lots of graphic novels and children's works, so I'm doing great on getting more short work in. More long work, I hit that goal. So I hit 3, again I'm looking at about 1 a month, 3 500-page or longer works. So that's what I'm considering a tome, is 500 plus pages. Or if you're in Reddit Fantasies Bingo, a cat squasher. So I did 3, I've got 2 in progress right now, so I'm well on my way to hitting that Q4 goal as well. So I'm doing great with the long works as well, so that's been very happy that I added that goal. I also have a couple of kind of unofficial goals that I'm tracking for sequels, and I won't mention how high I am, but I'm doing great on sequels as well. A lot of them have been graphic works, but I'm super happy with that. Like, I'm reading the Descender series right now, and I'm finally going to be able to wrap that up. I have the last volume in progress right now, and so I'm really happy I've been kind of unofficially tracking this, and I think I'm going to probably add that as a 2022 official goal. So sequels is good. My Our Fantasy Bingo, as well as another unofficial, I've tracked that as a goal in past years, and now it just kind of happens automatically without me really putting too much effort into it, so I don't need it as a goal unless I get to next year and am running up against the deadline. So I have read 21 out of 25 squares for Our Fantasy Bingo, and that sounds great. I'm definitely going to finish it. It's not due until the end of March, so I have plenty of time to read 4 more books. So that is, I think, all for my goals today. So looking really well. Not as much as I would like from my physical TBR and my Goodreads TBR, but that's always on the lower side of what I read. I obviously read a ton as it is, and I've read so many great things this year, so I'm just happy that they're continuing to progress along. How are your goals progressing this year? Are you hitting the goals that you wanted to, or are they falling by the wayside? I know this year has been really tough for a lot of people reading-wise. I was very lucky this quarter because I hit a pretty tough slump, and fortunately I made it through and still managed to be all right on my goals. So that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching.